probably like thought about this when I was single, like, oh, how, like, I don't have a boyfriend, or I'm not married. But like, you've got to remember that, like, you can't waste that season of your singleness worrying that, hey, I want all of this in my life, that you're missing out on the opportunities where you can be serving in a different capacity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we were married and say we went on that outback trip or whatever, if we were married then and had a baby, we wouldn't have gone on that trip. But because like God timed that for when we were both single and we had the desire to serve in that capacity, and we could, like, we were just able to. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I get exactly what you're saying, and I think too many Christians do that, or too many people in general do that, where they're looking to the future. What's next? What's my next big milestone? What's the next thing that I'm shooting for? Instead of just being like, no, hold on, let me live in the present for now. Let me thank God for the present for now, and let me see what He has for me right now. Because you're right, all of us are serving at completely different capacities. You know, you're focusing on being a mum right now and taking care of this thing, while Jeremy is focusing on being a youth leader. Stat is focusing on doing all the odd ministries because he can. He's got all the time to do that right now. I'm constantly there. I had this conversation with Pastor the other week. Man, I'm constantly at church because I can be.
Yeah, exactly.
But I told him, I go, listen, the day I start working on a family or start seeing someone, you got to know I've got to pull back. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not fair to that relationship I'm trying to build or whatever it is that's coming next.
You said something that's very important, just enjoying the season you're in. I think that's the most important. And it comes back to the whole accepting of it and everything else, because there are so many people that you see that are not grateful for the season they're in. They just find that because they look at so many other people and where they're at, and some people that are younger, some people that are older, and they look like, well, why aren't I there yet? And then there's this begrudging feeling that they feel. And I think it comes back to accepting that God's will for everyone is obviously very different, you know? I think once people start to accept that and then start saying, you know what, God, I've let my mind be so focused on this that I'm going to start focusing on things that you want, on your time, your ministries I can be part of, being more in the Word, being at church more, or whatever it is, or being able to minister to someone else that is, you know, like a younger person coming through in the next generation, or spending time with someone I can get wise counsel off. Like, I think once I start doing those things and I start seeing the work in that, and they've accepted that this is what they need to be doing, or whatever else that like I've just rambled off. In time, they'll learn to be like, all right, the faith they have in God will start to go back to where it used to be and start to increase again, because they've parked their doubts and their fears that they've had before and said, oh God, I'm now just focused on you. I'll do whatever you want, and in your timing, once you've molded me to who you want me to be, I'll know that you'll show me that person. If that's what it is, or if I'm doing ABC, then in work, you'll show me the next career path.
Yeah.